Good morning, my name is Touboul and I am part of the Tesla case with Enzo Jiracek and Juliette Bourgeois, and here is a final presentation. So Tesla was founded by Elon Musk. He has transformed the automotive and energy industry by creating sustainable transportation via clean energy solutions, which are called electric vehicles. The demand for those vehicles has increased a lot, and so Elon Musk had the idea to create the Gigafactories, which are huge and massive factories where he is producing the cars, the batteries, etc. The objectives of those factories are first to achieve massive scale production. This is thanks to the design of the Gigafactories. Inside, you are finding automation process, you are finding training programs for employees, and so everything inside is designed in a way to achieve massive scale production. It is also designed in a way to achieve and to reduce the production costs, thanks to, as I was saying, the automation process, but also thanks to economies of scale, to technological innovation, etc. They also integrate sustainable manufacturing. Obviously, this is the main goal of Tesla, to care about the environment. So they are trying to reduce their waste. They have their own recycling system. So yeah, this is really important for them, obviously. They are also using the vertical integration. They want to have and they control all of the process of the production of the car so that they can ensure quality and efficiency. And finally, they are obviously driving to really have a continuous innovation so that they can propose new things to the customers. But you would tell me that it is taking years and years to build the Gigafactories, but obviously not, because Elon Musk is using the modular construction. Actually, all of the components of the Gigafactories are built in another and are prefabricated in another factory, and they just bring all of the components that have been built in other factories to the sites where the Gigafactories will be built, and then just like pulling all of the components like into blocks, and the Gigafactories is built. And those thing of putting all of the block is also help with the automation process, the automation assembly. So yeah, it's not taking that much time as you may think. One of the most important Gigafactories is the Nevada one. Elon Musk has invested more than $6 billion into it, and she's one of the biggest factories in the world by footprint. One of the main problems that Elon Musk faced was the plumbing system. The traditional plumbing system is really expensive, and you do not have a lot of flexibility if you want to change something in the Gigafactory. So he found the solution of Aconvac vacuum system, plumbing system, and so he has a lot more of flexibility. It's cheaper, and I'm not a pro into plumbing system, but apparently this is not built in underground, but in another way, So yeah, it's way more easier for them. And obviously those Gigafactories and the Nevada one had a really good impact on, for example, job creation, on the economies around. So yeah, those Gigafactories are really beneficial for Tesla himself, for stakeholders, for investors, but also they are creating thousands of jobs, and they are also having a really good impact on the economies around.
Hello, my name is Juliette, and in our presentation I will talk about the risks of Tesla's company. So I'll start with the PERF method that we use to identify risks based on their probability and based on their impact. So if we take the first example of the supply chain disruption, we can see that there is a high probability and also a high impact, which means that it's a critical risk that can have a big negative impact on the production. We can also talk about the skilled labor shortage, which is also another important risk because it can slow down the production. And if we want to use another example, we can talk about the environmental regulation changes, because it's also a big challenge for the company of Tesla, because they need to follow and be aware of each different rules in each location, which is really hard and really important. Now we'll talk about the process failure method and the effect analysis. And thanks to this method, we are based on the probability, the severity, and also on how easily can we manage this risk before it happens. So for the supply chain disruption, we can see that there is a RPN of 432, which is very, very high. So it's a top priority risk. Then if we talk about the skilled labor shortage, the RPN is of 340, which is a medium risk. And if we take the example of the technological obsolescence, it's the RPN is quite low because it's 72, so it's not a big concern for now, but it's still important, and we still need, Tesla need to still keep an eye on it. Then I'm going to talk about the risk management strategies, about the risks that I talked before. So for the supply chain disruption, Tesla has diversified a lot the suppliers and also has created stockpiles to avoid the production delays. For the skilled labor shortage, Tesla has many partnerships with technological schools and also offer ongoing employees training. And the last point is about the changes in environmental regulation. So Tesla need to keep a close eye on the new rules, the new regulations, and also adapt the production lines to meet the new rules every time. And my last point is about the stakeholders and the target groups. So the main stakeholders are the leadership of Tesla and also the national government. So they have a big interest in the company and also a high power. We can also talk about the local communities, the environmental groups, and the employees, but they have, yes, a high interest in the company, but they have less power. They have a low power because they have not a big influence on the decisions of the company. And now the target groups benefiting are the local employees because they have job opportunities and they have training. Also, we can talk about the investors because they will have a higher profit from increased production. And then the last target group is the customers because they'll get more affordable and higher quality electric vehicles. Thank you.
It begins with site sourcing and land preparation that sets the stage for a facility here in Tesla that wants to redefine manufacturing efficiency. You can notice how each phase overlaps from the design to the roof construction, demonstrating here a strategic approach to minimize delays and save months in overall completion. For example, while plumbing and electrics are underway, preparations for battery and drivetrain assembly areas begin simultaneously. In the end, the most critical phases include the final vehicle assembly area and the test track. Then the detailed WBS, starting with site preparation, where we invest $5 million to lay the foundation for what's to come. From there, we progress through major construction phases, ensuring that we create a robust and efficient production environment. Also, elements like safety and compliance, for instance, ensure not just functionality, but sustainability and workforce satisfaction. Each cost item reflects strategic priorities, such as investing in the right materials, optimum technology, and a capable workforce. Ultimately, all that gives us the total estimated cost of work packages of $59.7 million. After the WBS comes our risk management. How are we going to handle the risks? That's why we quantified them with a contingency reserve to ensure the project remains resilient under any circumstances. For example, the largest location, $5 million, is reserved for supply chain disruptions. The total reserve of $14 million is not considered as an expense for us, but it's really like a safeguard to ensure that even during uncertainty, the Gigafactory project will stay on track. To conclude, let's talk about how we estimated the budget. First, we calculated the cost baseline. To do so, we simply added um, the total work packages and the total contingency reserves. Then we estimated the management reserves. This kind of reserve can be between 5 and 10% of the cost baseline, depending on the project's complexity. Given our cost baseline here, let's estimate the management reserve at 7%. Then we can do 7% times $70,700,000, and that gives us the estimated reserve. Finally, to find the total project budget, we add the total cost baseline and the estimated reserve, which gives us $78,859,000